Hello everyone, welcome back to Rise of the Runelords. Sponsored with zero money by Lee 6113 TTRPG Guild. It is session 28, and in the previous session, most of the party, excluding Dedrin, have been making their way through the remains of the Hambly farm, hoping to clean up what might remain still. There seemed to be a gathering of ghouls within the farmhouse and near the barn, but otherwise you all were able to handle it. It seems that you have likely discovered the locations of all of the relevant scarecrows, and it would also seem that you have killed another individual dying of ghoul fever. Which is actually a good potential concern for a couple of you who have gotten bit.
Yeah. Me.
Meanwhile, in Sandpoint, Dedrin built his way into having a couple of interesting shot choices. And then was called upon by an elderly lady to get a reading by Madame Mavashti, for which a few interesting, if a bit cryptic, readings went on. That being said, I am going to bring us back to the Hambly farm, and we shall resume. I think if I just add a turn, it'll all come back. Yeah, there you go. So currently no turn order until you get into a position that would require such.
Oh dang, looks like I was full.
Yeah, I'm showing 22 out of 26, so I mean, I think I'm in pretty good condition here. But so I remember from the podcast, or well, the YouTube segment that I've seen, that you guys explored some of the buildings as well, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And we found a note on the head zombie saying that everything that's happening is my fault. That I solely am the one to blame. And the deaths will continue.
Literally Karsarath.
Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Someone is really out to get Karsarath.
Yeah. Okay.
Whose cereal did you piss in?
Oh.
Right?
Right? It seems like someone really doesn't like you. But we've cleared the farm, right? It seems like a good a time as any to probably just do one more quick overhead check before we head back, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Yep,
heading
I can do
back
Okay.
would be on Ver's list of things to do before the ghoul fever sets in. Hopefully we can find someone that can cure it.
Cece would speak up. I would really like to get all of the bodies off of the scarecrows, the ones that are people. If anyone's still alive, we could take them back to town with us, and the monastery can take care of all of us and them. And we might be able to at least, well, if their time is at an end, at least make it a little bit more peaceful than being tied up.
And pincushioned.
And cushioned.
Yeah.
But that would be my ideal and my ideal situation. And Ver, what you did before, where you burned the body, I don't think that that's a bad idea. But I think any bodies that we find, we should probably burn.
Yep. Ver will quickly go about collecting all the bodies to put into a pyre formation.
Harzarath, if you will do another fly around, look for any wild ones, and just remove the hoods of each scarecrow that you find, and then come back and get us, and Artanis and I can go help the people down.
Will do.
If you guys would like, I can sit on top of the buildings and Karzarath, do you have any lighting abilities or even like a candle or something similar to like signal me from a distance?
Well, let me take a look to see what we've got in my bag. I've got torches.
Oh, okay. I mean that seems like it would be a pretty good signal. Yeah, I could stay on top of the building, and if you signal me, I can come over to back you up.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, and then CC can go around with Ver checking the remaining scarecrows.
Yeah, and collecting up the bodies.
Yeah, that way no one's kind of on their own handling something.
And on the weird off chance that one of the things isn't dead, I would rather be with Bear to make sure you're safe.
Right.
Okay, cool. So I guess that's our battle plan, game master. I'm gonna make my way over to whichever of these buildings gives me the best view of the areas that Karzarath is gonna scout.
Yeah, I definitely think that it would be the barn. You can either give me a hold on. You can either give me a check to climb or a perception check to try to find a built-in way up to the roof.
I think everyone knows what I'm going for here.
That's
20.
Wow, it's a low roll for you.
Oh man.
Here's a perception for me as well.
You probably spot some way in.
Good.
Yeah, so I'd say, Karzrath, from the roof, you are definitely able to find, like, a small, like, sheet of shingles that seems more loose than the rest, and you are able to lift that up, to which, pretty much at that point, just due to everything being so as dark as it is, Artanis looks and sees a bit of moonlight coming through, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's where I need to go. And so, Artanis, you do make your way up onto the roof of the barn. Ver and Cece, I presume, are continuing to make your way north.
Just wherever the corpses are is where we're going.
Yeah, so
And wherever.
we're specifically backpedaling to all the corpses that we've already killed.
Okay.
And we and there's none to the south right there where that red circle is.
This one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well, that actually is a scarecrow.
Ah. I cut it in half.
I will. I realize it's been 3 weeks. I will say that you have not made a full, complete loop yet. And you would know as such.
Fair. Well, that's why we're going around and collecting corpses.
So where would you two like to gather such first? You've got a ghoul body right there.
All right. Well, that one we'll take it into a more centralized location. I'll drag it. Shouldn't be too heavy.
Sure.
Let's go to
No,
the
you'd definitely be
crossroads
able
by the
to.
houses. I feel like that would be a good spot.
All right, I'd let you do that, and then probably take a few minutes to drag these around.
Yeah. Drag all the dead bodies.
Use them as weapons.
And I like my sword better.
Karsrath and Artanis, are you looking out in any particular direction, or are you just watching the body building festivities?
Let's see.
Body
Karzarath
building.
will continue in the direction that we were going for where we
Right.
had seen scarecrows or
Okay.
checking.
So, basically following that path.
Mhm.
And I would just watch for a torch being lit or some other visual signal.
Here
Yeah.
is my perception.
30. All right. So, yeah, from this position, you are able to pretty much clear out any suspicion that there are any more scarecrows aside the 3 marked with the circles. It seems like that might be the final stretch,
And
unless
have we
there's
been
something else
in-
you've missed.
Have we been in the barn itself?
Yes, that is where. Right. This barn was built incorporating a stone warrior's statue head into the foundation of the barn itself.
Interesting. And nothing was in the barn at all?
There were plenty of things in the barn. Lots of blood and flesh and bone scraps, and a couple of
Charnel House, gotcha.
half-eaten corpses, not all being livestock.
So we could pretty much burn that down then, right?
That's your prerogative. You absolutely can. This looks dry enough to burn.
Yeah, I think this is where these corpses are going to find their final resting ground. It's in this shed, and it's just all going to get burned.
We just have to be careful not to burn down the fields because these are cornfields, which is useful to the town. So we just got to make
That's
sure we
true.
can
So
contain
I'll
the fire.
just
Then why not?
cut down all the corn that's close enough to burn.
Yeah, basically just clear away a portion of it, and put that inside as kindling.
Yeah, that's
So
a
we
great
don't have
idea.
to mess around with all the gore. I mean, the bodies are one thing, but the half-eaten corpses are squishy and gross, so...
Perfect. As Vare's loading in the bodies, Cece's going to go around to the nearby corn stalks and she's going to pick off all the good corn that she can find and take it away from the fire, so that way they're coming back with like, hey, we had to do this, but here's the good stuff from the stalks.
Sure.
Sorry about your barn.
Sorry about your barn.
Would you give me a either survival or knowledge nature check?
Sure. That is my best. Knowledge nature. 22. Wow.
Yeah, okay. So by way of feel and now and a heightened, much improved ability of your senses, you're able to quite easily figure out which of these corn stalks are still relatively healthy and which have been malaised by undeath in the area. And you don't get too many, but you get maybe a couple of baskets full if you had baskets.
There's probably something in either the house or the barn for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just say as Vera's coming in and out, I'm going and grabbing things to hold the corn. So I have like potato sacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes another corpse.
As I walk out, he's just
Clink,
yeeting
clink.
them in. He's like, bloop.
Right, and it makes it like a when it hits. It's kind of a thud / squish.
Yep, and I'm just going around collecting the corn.
Mm-hmm.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yes. Let the
Oh my
bodies hit
God.
the other bodies in the gore.
Do we need to make a check to actually clear the dried up husks that are like a burn hazard? We got all the good crops, but as far as that goes,
Yeah.
Well, it would take time, but with knowledge nature of 22, CC would also be able to get a pretty good understanding of if there's going to be fire and there is corn, we kind of got to remove about this much. And so over the course of maybe an hour and a half, you guys clear a good enough section to not be that much of a hazard.
okay, that sounds good.
Yep. Nice. And so,
We don't want our luck to be. That's a pretty nice cornfield you got there. Be a real shame if it were to burn.
right. I mean, it is burning, but it's a real shame, isn't it?
Okay, so I'm gonna get off this building before they set fire to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it now, just up on the building. While they're doing this, you're not noticing it suddenly.
You guys forgot me! Help!
Do you guys smell something burning?
We collect the rest of the bodies from around the farm. That was kind of my ultimate goal.
Yeah, we're getting all of them thoroughly
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
and poking them, so we make sure they're not, so that they're dead. You know.
Right.
Unfortunately, we did kill that one actual person, didn't we? Like accidentally?
Who?
He's probably
We
infected.
killed 2.
Right. Oh, so there was one more after.
There was one more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they were probably infected.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
agree with you. Logic does follow that they were infected.
I would imagine as you were going around the farm and checking all of the scarecrows, you and Cece, because that's what Cece said she was going to do, would be perhaps approaching this scarecrow.
Hmm?
I mean, unless you'd like to leave it alone.
I think that
But,
one was a zombie
it-
one, if I remember correctly.
It does look undisturbed as of yet,
Hmm.
in any manner.
Is it moving?
Give me a perception check.
All right.
Can I give
And,
one too, since I can see
I
them?
will-
Yeah, you can.
I can!
I will fly over and help with the circling from above as well.
Natural 20! Hawkeyes!
Natural 4.
Let me help out here.
Yeah, CC. With being able to see at such a distance it's weird. It really is. You're getting, visual information, and you weren't before. But that just makes it all the more sensitive. And as you are looking out, there are minute little shifts in this scarecrow, and it doesn't look very correlated with any gusts coming through.
Just at that moment, Ver sees a squirrel. There's a squirrel! Oh.
No,
Easy
little
look.
squirrel, don't go into the ghoul fields.
It goes into the ghoul fields.
Cece will look
Didn't
up
listen.
at Bear and say, we'll tap his shoulder and be like, I know the squirrel's pretty, but we have something we need to do.
Oh. There's that one.
That one is moving, but we don't know what it is.
Right.
So, can you walk up there and just pull the hood off?
Yeah. I'll
And
do that.
I will put guidance on him as he does so, just in case it decides to jump out at him.
Right.
Man, if only Karzrath didn't BRB right now, I'd ask what he was doing. But as you approach and get within 30 feet, it begins to shake and writhe against its restraints, and
Swords out.
yep, most certainly.
Is it? It's still, tied to the stake, right?
It currently is, yeah. So
So
Go
can I
ahead.
charge at it right now? Wait, oh, it's.
I would
is
let
it-
you do that.
All right, I'm gonna charge at it while it's restrained, and
Okay.
kind of lead with my sword.
Take your +1.
All right, so this is gonna be +1 here. Oh yeah, and that's from the guidance. And actually, it's gonna be a +2 because I got
right.
guidance.
Yeah.
So this +2.
30.
I'm gonna say that it hits.
I'm also going to say that hits.
Sweet. So let's go 3d6 plus 10. Returning in a big way. Look at that damage.
26. That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. So you cut into this writhing scarecrow and send blood, but also flesh and guts spraying off into the field and onto the path, and it just cries out even louder. It is Karzrath's turn, who is not back, but would take a shot. That's what he would do.
I mean, I would say so.
It's still up. I would say he would shift himself difficult terrain style to the other side of the tree so he could get a clearer shot.
Give me across the tree there.
Yeah. Little shimmy.
Little shimmy
then-
shake.
Little
All in the
shimmy.
hips.
And it got there. Okay, cool. That will hit.
Max damage.
And That's going to incapacitate this ghoul as it gets hit through the side of its chest and slumps back over. A
Nice.
scarecrow once more.
Well, no, it's gonna be a candle. It's gonna be kindling.
Well, that's up
'Cause
to
it's-
you.
Well, I mean, I'm pulling it down off of it. I keep wanting to say cross, but that's probably not.
Yeah.
Off of the scarecrow stake, and
Right.
bring it on back to the pile.
Yep, I will
Shim,
follow.
shim.
I will follow him back, and then I will have him go this direction, so we can check the other ones.
Okay.
I'll use my rocket boots to catch up.
Zoomies!
And he's
I'll
gonna.
probably go with them this time.
Okay.
Right.
Don't like standing around a pile of ghouls.
It's starting to smell too. You
Yeah,
got to imagine that the smell. Just bad. Bad news.
I can hear every fly.
Ugh.
How windy? How windy is it? Is the smell traveling all the way to Sandpoint?
It will soon.
Well, it won't soon because it's going to be on fire.
Well, if we take a peek at the Sandpoint hinterlands down below,
Just a little
that
peek.
would be quite the impressive jaunt for the smell.
Yeah.
I mean, with the right wind conditions. I mean,
Yeah.
Ash gets
That's-
carried
that-
from Oregon to Washington all the time.
That's
Right.
fair.
The-
However,
the
the winds are definitely not supportive of such.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we don't have to worry about it.
That bodes well for the cornfield as well.
Yeah.
All right, what do we see here?
You see a standing scarecrow that doesn't have any bolts in it yet, or arrows.
Hmm.
That'd be -2 for Karzrath.
What was the? There was a range where if we got up too close, like they started writhing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to get inside that range, and I'm gonna try to sneak up next to it, and I'm gonna let somebody else trigger it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I have a tactic that works now, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the lead.
You will
Um,
also have a pat of guidance there.
Okay.
Artanis, go ahead and give me a stealth check, I suppose.
Bam.
Okay.
Sneaky.
You take your time working your way through the fields and are going to cross this path, hiding behind the cloud of a shadow. But unfortunately, you cannot hide the smell of living, and it begins to it also begins to writhe.
Ah, well, hell. I'm gonna walk up to it and smack it while it's still restrained.
All right, we'll start with you. So
Come on, let's have a damage party tonight, Artanis.
I think I heard my my two-handed weapon was broken.
like fragile.
Oh, it's fragile. Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
It got a nat 1 or something before, so it's
Oh,
it's close. It would need some fixing.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna push my luck on that that frontier. I'm gonna swap to my one-handed version and swing with that instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so my scrap piranha. And I will make this as a flurry of blows. with my scrap piranha.
Not with movement.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't flurry of blows a full round?
Yeah.
It is. I'm just wondering, like, because the distances are kind of estimated at the moment, right? But
Yeah.
I'll take the one attack. I'm not complaining.
It still would have noticed you within the 30 feet, so you would not have been that close. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I'm
Okay,
cool
yeah.
with that.
So, well,
Good
you
start.
definitely hit.
And then neck attack.
Got that 7 into it. And
That's an average roll.
yeah.
We really ought to thank this villain for tying its monsters down. That's very nice of it.
More like you could
Are
think
they-
of them as ghoul egg sacs.
Ghouls in training.
You certainly ran into 2 others
Undead
that were
introns.
ghouls in training.
Mm-hmm.
They're all
Okay,
undead
so
introns.
Emphasis on
as
word.
it's thrashing around with a bag still over its head, you cut into it with the spikes on your blade, and send a pretty critical amount of just undead gore into the field. There.
I'm going to charge
Okay.
again. Up to Mjar
Again.
again. 32. Oh yeah, 32. Does that hit? Just kidding.
Yeah.
I know it hits.
Yeah, that'll hit. I don't know. I might change
Oh!
something.
25.
Okay. That will dispatch this ghoul.
Yes.
As you also manage to cut through the post, and it kind of slumps over with the post on the ground.
I grab both halves and put it in the pile.
Good. Move that guy over. Mess of ghouls into the barn.
Every corner must be filled.
Okay. I would still put that at -2. Alright, so you've gotten all of these. And Karsrath makes note of the one over here.
Yeah, Cece would lead everybody in that direction. And actually what she would do now that Artanis is with them, she would signal for Karsrath to go and remove the hoods from all the ones that that are still tied up to confirm whether they're people or not, and then to circle back with us to let us know which ones are people and if they're still alive, so we can collect them and try to take them back to town.
Sure. Yeah. Karsrath heads off to do that around the field, and you all are left here with this guy.
As Vera walks past me, I give him a pat and give him guidance again and say, just keep going, you're doing great.
Oh, that one's moving too?
They tend to
I don't know.
activate when we get a little closer, so
All right,
it
well,
seems to
I'm
follow the
gonna-
same pattern.
Yeah, I'll take I'll head on over with my movement. No wait, I charged. But I mean, we're not technically fighting right now, so I imagine.
Right. I mean, I would still let you get the benefits of a charge.
You should probably
To, like,
check
get into
to
that.
see if it's undead though, right? Before charging it,
Slice through another civilian.
right?
Well, they
Yeah,
do,
well,
in
that's
all
why we get-
seriousness, activate when you get close to them. So
Exactly.
he's going to walk up, and then if it starts thrashing and screaming in its horrible tones, then attack. But if not, then we'll get
How
it
does
down.
it feel when I'm right about here? Tell me. How does that make it feel?
It feels like you are teetering on the edge of what you have previously assumed to be the threshold.
I'm
Well,
gonna
then
ready
I
a
take a
horseshoe.
step. You want to toss a horseshoe at it?
Oh,
wanna
I mean, if
try
I'm
and
gonna
get a
toss
ringer?
I'm gonna toss a horseshoe the second like it activates. So
yeah,
I don't
you
know.
can
how
I
roll.
take a
that'll
step
look.
over
Yeah.
the threshold.
Okay.
How does it feel about that? How does that make it feel?
It begins thrashing and
Rah!
crying
Throw
out.
horseshoe.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the thing with the thing.
Yeah, it'll be your turn, but Artanis, go ahead and
Toss.
get.
Nice. That'll do it.
I think even with like 2 or so range increments out, that would still hit. So I'll take that 8.
Nice.
And then I forget how sneak attack works in Pathfinder. If it's restrained, do I get the sneak attack?
As long as you are flanking it or it is against touch or flat-footed AC. Flat-footed AC.
Oh well, it has a bag over its head, right? Would that count?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Come on.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
I mean, it could be better.
Good.
All right,
but-
Okay.
16.
You smack it,
Respect.
and you can see some stuff dribble out of the potato sack on its head as it shrieks again. Ver.
Does he get a ringer?
Almost. He almost got
Okay.
a ring.
So close. You were robbed.
Oh wow. That's okay. It's fun.
17 more
17
damage.
down
I think that
is
should
going
be-
to drop it. You
Alright.
guys have effectively performed your duty, and at this point, I am actually going to clear initiative.
Huzzah. Now let's get on here and go see about getting cured.
I pick up my horseshoe.
Good shot, man.
Thank you. Good tackles.
No worries. That shit. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good drill. It was like hitting a trading dummy.
You look like you were having fun.
Is that so? Kind of a grin splits his demonic face as his sharp teeth go on display. And he grabs the corpse and
Yeah.
Starts dragging it
Karzrath
back
will return to the party and just kind of reveal that, well, they've either all broken off of their posts or were actual scarecrows. So it looks like it was just the 2.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah.
I guess we
Do
can wrap it up here.
I do feel like we should grab those bodies and burn them as well. If they are inflicted, they'll come back within
oh yeah.
a short amount of time, roughly about 24 hours because of their deaths. So grab
Every
those
de-
and let's
every
burn them
dead thing.
as well.
Every dead thing goes on the fire.
Well,
Okay.
uh, you get that fire going, and boy, you guys might not want to be here for this because it is
gonna be
beginning
stanky.
to smell awful. Like
And
there's the
it's-
smell of death and rot, and then there's the smell of undeath and rot, and then there's the smell of undeath and rot being burnt collectively.
Yeah,
It's-
Karzrath and I would probably want to get the hell
Yeah.
away from here as soon as possible.
Well,
My perception
Ver's
is
gonna take a
bad.
good old sniff of it before he leaves. Just to, and I'm sure the smoke is that thick, oily smoke.
Yeah,
Like
I
from
would.
when you're
I would
burning
like,
barbecue.
because this is fun, I would like both
Congratulations, you now have cancer.
I would like both a fortitude and will save from you, Ver.
Oh boy. Okay. Fortitude is +7, I believe. Yes. Hopefully I can roll for a shit on this, because I can only seem to roll well on damage. Oh, sweet. Okay,
All
so
right, fortitude.
That's
now?
fortitude. Will save is like a 2. I think. Write it down. Like a fool. Like a goddamn fool. 1 second. I believe it's 3. 2. I was right the first time. Meow.
All right, so you get a big whiff, and you immediately feel your stomach reflexively clench, but you manage to get through that sniff. It just so happens that after doing so, you realize, why did I do that? You are not proud of what you did. You're maybe a little proud that you got through it, but why did you do that?
Just to smell the death real quick. It's a strange impulse he had.
Yeah. Will you be...
I'm not. One breath and I'm gone. That's all I wanted. Really burnt my nose hairs.
Bear, I don't mean to point this out, but are you done being weird? Because we really do need to get you to a cleric.
Yeah, I was moving along. We're
Okay.
out of here.
Okay, good. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah, I smelled it and then out of there.
That being said, let's bring you guys back to the map screen, where you are going to make your way back towards Sandpoint. I would assume you make it to the Lost Coast Road now that you are finished with your farming business.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you are taking the rest of this night to get back to Sandpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile,
Yep.
Dedrin.
That's me.
Dedrin.
Yeah.
When I asked you this, but I immediately forgot. Madame Havashti, that's her daughter or granddaughter?
That is her daughter. So
Okay.
daughter is old, Mavashti is venerable.
Mm-hmm. And the daughter walked me out and escorted me out of the building, right? Is she still around? Like, can I quickly turn around and get her?
Yeah, you'd be able to do that.
Okay, I would, after leaving the building, I'd just quickly turn around and, I'd like to ask her a question, is what I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I would ask, how long have you lived here in Sandpoint with your mother?
Hang on, I've got that answer.
Ooh.
I'll get to it.
I like to imagine you're flipping through your new book.
Flip, flip, flip. Crisp pages. That new book smell.
In the meantime, what was this? Oh, never mind.
I got it. My mother has been here since Sandpoint was founded.
Wow.
she was old even then.
And of yourself, how long have you been taking care of her?
Well, I suppose she's needed more help in recent years. The local Varisian druids do help out from every week or so.
Oh, you've been around for some time. You must have heard in on her readings. Do you have any capability of translating what I was told? A new mind on this would certainly aid.
I can try, but every reading is unique to the individual.
I will repeat the reading. A dog, boar, fire, thunder, and butterflies. All of this surrounding a fox. And if she has any clue what this might mean.
Okay. Let me actually write this down. I did have it written down. I don't know where it is. Actually, I think I do. Wait. Yes, I do. Okay. I don't need to write it down. Oh. Hold on, I think. Okay, so dog, boar, fire, and butterflies surrounding a fox. Well, I myself am a cleric of Desna. Desna's symbol is a butterfly. That makes me think perhaps this could intertwine with her, though. And let me give her a roll. Okay. These readings do not dictate future, present, or past. But the Swallowtail Festival had both fire and butterflies. I'm sorry, but that is all that I can do. I don't understand the meaning of boars or foxes or dogs. They are simply animals to me.
Do you know if these readings tend to speak true? If there are any others in town who have come for readings and have had their tellings come forth?
Readings are always affected by the beyond, whether that be divine or primal influence, or from those unquieted spirits from beyond themselves. They may not be certain fact, but they are always connected. Ghosts and spirits can be fallible, but they still speak their mind.
Yes, so it seems. Oh, your mother seems very confident that you can protect her, but I'd still let you know once more to lock your doors come night. I thank you for you and your mother's knowledge.
Give me a perception check.
Ooh!
Okay. You hear the faintest, well, not even whisper, just a quiet voice coming from behind Hoya. And it reads, well, it sounds, but it reads like a warning. And you hear, beware the misgivings, before the doors shut, and you can hear sliding of bars and mechanical locks.
Interesting. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. Out of game, I don't know who Desna is, but in game, would I?
You are from out of town. Let me check what religions are common in Magnamar.
Good old Magnamar, which I've taken to understanding is basically like this Pathfinder's version of Baldur's Gate.
Pretty much.
It's called Magnamar?
Yes.
That's really close to Magmar, the Pokemon, so that kind of got my attention
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
I was gonna make the same joke. Yep, that's where me
Yeah.
and Artanis are from.
You're from the land of Pokemon? What?
Yeah. I mean, Artanis has a Pokemon. Like,
Yep,
It
it's a
does.
ghost type. Ghost flying.
Okay, so you can go ahead and give me a knowledge, religion, or local, or even really nobility.
I will try local because it's what I have.
Okay, which Magnamar would be for you? Yeah. You are aware that there are temples around Magnamar to Calistria, Aristil, Iomade, Norgorber, Pharasma, Sarenrae, and Desna, most commonly. There are some other minor religions and temples, but as for formal religions, there are a couple of them. And then Desna, also known as the Great Dreamer, and Lady Luck. Yeah, with a 23, that's pretty good. Has like domains over dreams and luck, stars and travelers. So Desna is very much a freeing and liberating deity.
Very interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. Well, with that knowledge, and I think Google tells me the answers yet, but I'm just checking with you. Pepper boxes, you can spin the barrel manually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't have to fire 5 shots to get to my flare shot.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You'd probably have to. Actually, I don't think as a pepper box you have to shift it over. It's only a revolver that revolves itself, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, but yeah, you would be able to shift it over.
Okay. So, with all of that knowledge, I would like to go back to 37 is the tavern where we're all staying.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to check up on our peoples.
Okay. You check up, and Ameko kind of says, "No, I haven't seen them yet."
Well, I'm checking up on the 3 that we have.
Oh, right.
In,
Sorry.
witness protection.
Yeah. They're all there.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. They all look fine. Even Trash Man.
Trash Man is asleep and has a couple of tankards around him.
Okay, I'm like a block away looking at Trash Man. I don't want to get close to him again. And who were the other 2 we had? We had the Brodert, right?
Yeah.
And we had one more.
Gorvy, Brodert, and
I think it was the tavern owner herself. We were concerned about her too.
yeah, okay.
Was it? Okay.
Let's see your investigation notes. Yeah, I think that's who you would have gone with.
Okay. They seem fine. I would double down and just, let the tavern owner know, make sure doors are locked come nighttime. Damn! I'm kind of stumped. You know what? I'm just gonna order a steak dinner and a cup of coffee and wait for the others to come back.
Sure.
That's what I'm gonna do. I have information I'd like to share, and I'm sure they do too.
Yeah.
This is where Dieter's like, ha, gotcha.
So, okay. You have your steak meal. It's a pretty hefty meal, so we'll call that a gold.
Okay.
Worth. And time passes. Skies go dark. Moon's out. So, still pretty illuminated out there. Still dark.
I do take up a corner table so I can have a solid view of the tavern floor. In case any weirdos were to enter.
Like us.
Yeah, you don't need to talk about us like that. That's rude.
You're not here. I can talk however I want.
True.
But the more weirder weirdos.
Right. The bad.
Yeah.
Weird.
Mhm.
So as midnight or so rolls around, and maybe you feel a bit of sleep lulling at you, and general foot traffic around town has more or less ceased. There are some people walking around after getting drunk, and there's a small handful of guards making their rounds. Give me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nap.
Alright, loading my sheet. Perception.
Wow.
16. Okay. You hear a quick scream coming from outside. It seems to be not nearby. As in like not like directly outside.
Alright. I'm throwing down the fork and knife from my steak. I'm taking out the pepper box and I'm running outside.
All right.
FBI, open up.
I'm not gonna worry about getting another perception check as you see a young adult woman run around the corner with arms up and over her head as she runs around the corner, and following her is I didn't quite make an asset for this, but whoa, wow, not that big. A dire bat. Swinging down at this little lass, and seemingly trying to get a bit of a feast, I suppose.
Oh, that just won't stand on my watch.
Get him.
I'm gonna get him. I follow suit. I follow behind. And get ready to shoot a bullet, bro. Yeah, oh man, that ain't cool. Hey, listen, I'm still a police officer, right? I still protected stuff.
In that case, go ahead and give me a 2-point turn order, and I'll give you wretched destroyer.
Ooh.
Oh wow, okay. Oh, okay. What's your dexterity?
It is 18. 4.
All right, you get to go first.
We both got 5.
You both got 5.
That's funny.
This is going to be the most intense battle of your life. Both of you sort of slogging it in at 5.
Yeah. All right. So am I where I am, or am I around the corner too?
You are just outside as the girl runs by and the bat pops out.
Okay, so I have range of the bat.
Yes.
I'm sure this map's not correct, but I just want to know, do I have range to fire?
What is your range increment on the pepper box?
It is 20 feet.
20 feet. Okay, that would take quite a few penalties if you don't run up.
Okay, well then I will get closer.
Okay.
Like in whoever in range is.
Sure. At that point, I'd probably say it'd be at like a -4 to shoot it.
Hmm.
But you still could at this point.
Okay.
Or you can just get closer.
Yeah.
It seems to be kind of focusing on its weak, fleshy target.
I'm gonna try and take a shot at it to either hit it or try and scare it off.
Okay. 20, 40. I'm actually going to make it... No, yeah, -4 is adequate.
So whatever this is, -4.
Yeah. 14.
Not too shabby.
That barely hits its AC.
Oh, yes.
You just clip through the side of its fur, and that was a loud bang. That's gonna take 5 damage.
And if I can, I would shout at the woman, I'd recommend getting inside! And I would point to the door of the tavern.
Sure. Bat's turn. It doesn't seem so easily scared off, at least not with the scrape that it got. And it's going to... basically dive at you. It's going to get its own charge coming in. So that'll be a +1 on its attack. Uh, 18 to hit.
That hits.
Dives in and bites its fangs and other teeth into you for a grand total of 6 damage.
So we're gonna have zombies and now a vampire. Got it.
It would move out of the way, but the charge is very strict. So, Dedrin.
Okay.
-2 to his AC, baby.
And attacks of opportunity if you fire. In melee. 5-foot steps are a thing.
Okay. I will step back
Okay.
and shoot.
I don't think there's a penalty for firing 5 feet away.
Nope.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also, because of point blank shot, I don't take a -4 penalty when engaged in melee. At an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty.
Right.
Right. So that helps when I'm hitting somebody with my sword.
Yeah.
Shoot somebody.
Does a 5-foot step cancel out the ability to make a full attack action?
No, a 5-foot step is sort of like its own separate thing. I think it's an immediate or a swift action, but it does stop you from making any other kind of movement. You still have your move action or alternatively your full round action.
So I can full attack and
You
take
can full attack.
-2 penalty on 2 shots.
Yes.
I would like to do so.
So because of the -2, it's just going to be flat because it charged at you.
Okay. So pew number 1
Yep.
and pew number 2.
Yeah. You
Bang, bang.
bang into it. That's 3 bullets so far. Keep that in mind. For 3 and 9, so a 12 overall. Yeah, you fire, and that first one, you're really just getting your bearings, but then that second, you line it up, and it gets a pretty main body shot, and it seems to definitely be hurting.
Maybe this bat will rethink his life choices and go fly away to find an easier meal.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna roll me a check. I'd say this is a wisdom thing. Nope. As smart as it wants to be, it's not. So, it is going to actually fly by, because, like I said, it's not smart. If it were smart, it would stay up next to you. It's going to fly by, and it's going to attack you and come out the other side, which is going to be a 15 to hit.
That is my armor class.
Okay. 5 whole damage
Oh, wow.
as it bites into you and passes by. Fortunately for it, your guns don't get attacks of opportunity. Back to you.
So how far away is it from me? Is it still within my range?
Yeah, no, it's definitely within 20 feet.
Okay. But it's not directly on me, so I don't need to worry.
No.
Okay, so I'm just gonna shoot.
Okay.
2 more shots. Here's the first one,
Okay.
and here's the second. So I have 1 more round in the chamber, which is the
You have
flare.
your flare shot, and as you fire, it takes the first one, and it seems to be flapping as hard as it can to try to keep itself up. But you fire that second one, and it collapses and rolls off of. Stop stretching it. It rolls off of the roof and onto the ground.
I will usher the woman into the tavern, and I will stand by the dead. But how big is it?
It's real big. Its body mass is maybe about as tall and definitely wider than you.
Okay, so I will stay by the body and wait for any guards to come up because, as you said, guns are loud.
And absolutely within a minute or so, 2 guards come by after hearing 5 explosive blasts and see that there is a nearly ox-sized bat on the ground. Oh, what the hell is this?
Let your sheriff know you have bats amongst the town that are attacking the common folk. This one was attacking a woman who is now inside the tavern. I made sure it wouldn't hurt anyone else, but if there's one, there may be more. Perhaps you can take it to your sheriff.
Yeah. And a couple minutes later, because it takes a little while to get around, a couple more of the guards show up, and things get explained, and they begin to drag this creature down, and then give up and go get like a gurney or something, and then proceed to take it. The young woman from the doorway of the tavern just looks a little harangued, but looks at you and just says, "Thank you. You're very kind. That is very loud, though. What is that? Is that magic?"
This is interesting. So in character, I know I got this gun in Magnamar.
Yeah.
Would I know if this was like a one of a kind prototype, or if they're being mass produced now?
I mean, it's not America, but guns exist.
Yeah.
So,
But is it like, so is it common knowledge, or is it still one of those things where like people are prototyping guns and not many have access?
I would say that within high traffic areas, it's easy to call them common knowledge, but outside of that, it does take a bit of prestige and knowledge in the engineering and weaponry area in order to know about it. So it's only common knowledge when there's like lots of trade going on and lots of people talking about things like there would be in Magnamar.
Yeah, so common knowledge in Magnamar, but not so here.
Yeah.
All right. So I would, explain. Not magic, but very clever alchemy and engineering. And I will kind of take out my powder horn and refill my barrels.
You don't need to do that because you created cartridges, didn't you?
I know I made...
I'm pretty sure you made cartridges.
I made the flares.
Unless you just made flare cartridges and the rest are bullets.
Yeah, I just made flares.
Okay, so then yes, you would still need the powder horn for the bullets.
Which I have plenty of. My powder horn contains enough for 5 doses.
Yes.
Which is exactly what I spent.
Good. That is very intriguing. Maybe I will be able to do that one day.
Oh, good lord. I wouldn't recommend it. Shoot your eye out.
You sound like Santa. And she disappears into the bar to warm herself up with a drink.
I would ask her where the bat came from, where she was when it attacked, what happened.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I was walking along River Street, and it sort of popped up from the shadows. I kind of think it might have come out of the woods across the way, across the river. I was just trying to make my way home.
Well, where do you live? Perhaps I can safely escort you.
I live on Hook Street. It's just down on the edge.
And he was never seen again.
You guys are going to see the night. Well, you're not going to see it, but you're going to hear the nice side of Dedrin. Who, again, believe it or not, he's still a cop. He still cares about people. He cares about doing his job right. So he's going to put down a gold piece and basically say, hey, your drinks are on me. And when you're ready, I will walk you.
Oh, good. That time does come and pass, and you guys and Hope and I believe you rented out one extra horse, maybe. Either way,
I think we took the horse and cart.
Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Horse and buggy.
Hold on here. I didn't know about that.
Edrin's horse and buggy.
That is my horse and buggy.
You might have actually rented out another one. I'm not entirely sure. But over the next few hours or so, unless you'd like to really push it, you make your way back into Sandpoint. So let's just do this for now. And you can tell within yourselves that it is early morning. You guys have been out, dealt with this before it got any worse, but you guys have been out for a while, and you're probably going to need to rest well into the morning and perhaps even the afternoon at this point.
So you said we returned. I'm sorry, I missed it. What time? Is it early morning?
Early morning. No sun, but you can see a dark blue rather than just black sky.
Well, before I get any rest, I'm going to find somebody to look at this bite.
Yeah, that's exactly where Cece would be going. It seems like her and Farah are on the same page, so she would be taking all four of them and heading straight for the monastery where Kalar is.
Didn't you get bit too, Artanis?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think the only one who didn't get bit was Karzarath. Because Cece got bit too.
Oh.
Well,
Are you sure he didn't get bit?
in that case, all of you
Maybe
have
all
been
of us got bit then.
bit at the very least. You
a
are
couple of
unsure
us
as far as fever.
I'll take my bat over what y'all are dealing with.
Yeah, no
Yep,
shit.
I would too. I would too.
Dedrin, if you're not gonna stay up all night waiting for the gang to arrive, you would be mid-sleep at this point.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so Cece would be leading everybody towards the monastery, even if the sun hadn't fully come up yet, and be just vigorously banging on the door. Because she doesn't walk into this place politely.
Right. The cathedral up at the top, up north.
No,
Or-
where Kalar is, he's at the monastery.
Right. The House of Bluestone. Okay.
And hopefully we can scare up a cleric in here or something.
Kalar, what's your perception? Oh yeah, you have a good perception. He would know. So you do bang on the door, and with sunken eyes, the door opens, where Kalar comes out and says, "Oh my! You've returned."
Kalar, we need your help. And she looks exhausted, but she looks like she's in a panic too.
Oh, okay. I will do what I can.
We encountered some ghouls, and all four of us were bit. And she just kind of gives a very like breathy, rambling kind of scenario of what they had all went through, and she's like pushing Ver towards Kalar. It's like, please help all of us. Here's Ver. Ver was the first to be bitten. The sooner that we can get him some help, the better.
I smile.
Oh, okay. Let me think.
If anyone can help, it's you.
I'm not so sure about that, CC. Um, okay.
Does this guy still hate me?
I don't know if he's particularly fond of you adventuring nearby, CC, but he doesn't seem like super against you, I guess.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay, so sorry, I need to look around. Oh, okay. I suppose I can. Unfortunately, I am not skilled in the way of magic surrounding disease, but I can give it a try to help in other ways to help your bodies get through it better.
Her clouded eyes get really big and sparkly, and she's like, I knew you could do it!
Okay.
If he tries to suck out the poison, I'm leaving.
To hell you are!
Yeah, I know.
He's staying!
It's a joke.
Like, excuse me, Tank, you stay here, you get well. Then we'll go
But
get
I
you some
want
beer.
to be a fucking 230-pound ghoul.
No! N-O, good sir. No! You chase after me with a fucking greatsword and be like, this sucks!
I'm gonna eat your brains, Cece.
I'm gonna eat your brains! Come back here, princess. No!
No.
Everyone
I
who
don't really like that.
everyone who is suffering from this ailment, please come in. And he would gesture you all in.
Yep, I'm in there.
I make everybody
Okay.
go in.
Okay, so
Gotta get the COVID test. It sucks, but you gotta do it.
For real.
so he gets out 4 long nose swabs and goes way up in there. Okay. I had to do that for the first
Way
time
up
last
in there.
week.
Well,
Awful.
yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Tickles your brain.
Anyway. I am actually going to make these secret rolls because you are not going... No, I'm not, because you would see how Kalar is working. And he would... he would go up to you, Ver, and say, I need to see the ailing spot, please. Gesturing for you to take off your armor.
Take off. Yep. I mean, I guess I'd have to. It's on my arm, right? Or no, maybe I think you said maybe my neck. I don't remember.
I think it was like neck, shoulder area.
Yeah.
Neck, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Knees and toes.
I think mine's similar.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, one whole greave and then loosening up the chest plate. Oh, I can see the bite. Looks like it isn't hurting you too much, but I can definitely see it. Let me get to work. And he will, as part of the treat disease, take 10 minutes and
Can I assist him with that roll? Could I be like working with him through this?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. What is your heal score?
My heal score is actually pretty good. Let me check. My heal is a +8.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I will ask that it be a little more proactive in the future, but I will definitely allow it this time. Kalar explains what he's doing, and there is a bit of sting as he goes in with alcohol and some wraps.
Ow.
And brings a candle real close and accidentally kind of burns you a little bit because he just needed to get the light real close. That one wasn't part of the thing, but it just happened. And with a 13 modified to a 21.
Dang.
Keep that in mind. For the next time, if I need you to make another save as per Ghoul Fever, keep in mind what the result of this heal check was, which for you was 21.
21.
So keep that in mind for the next check, based on this Ghoul Fever. And then across the span of another half hour, as the sun begins to peak around the horizon, we're gonna make 3 more checks, one for each of you, because all of you got bit. And it's hard to tell if it took effect. So we're just going to treat all of you. So
treat. Oh man, that's good.
For Artanis,
Okay, 19.
27 actually, because CC is helping.
Excellent. Okay, 27.
Karzrath will also get the +8, so 18 for Karzrath, and then CC, you are not going to be very effective in helping yourself, so I would give the standard +2 to aid Kalar, but otherwise you are not going to get your full assistance bonus to your check.
Understood.
So 15.
Imagine someone who's untrained. How hard can it be? Giving assistance.
You're supposed to take the incision out, right?
No, the alcohol does not go in their mouth.
All right. So after a total of 40 minutes plus the time to set up before and after each one,
After
Kalar-
he heals me, I'm going to bed. I'm leaving and going to
all
bed.
right. So Ver makes it out of there before any of the rest of you get healed. Clara looks around and says, I think we did good work. Come back tomorrow and we'll do this again.
All right, sounds great. And I will give him a big hug and like almost sob into his shoulder, just the pure relief that everybody is. If we're not fully okay, we have like a better fighting chance now. And then I will let him go and start making my way towards the door and instinctively still using my cane and still tapping along.
Right.
Like everything about her actions, guys, has not changed since we got back into town.
It becomes a new intimidation thing, where if you hear that sound of the tapping, you know your death is coming soon.
It's when you don't hear the tap anymore that you know that the shit just hit the fan.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the blind girl can see now. Oh god.
Right. So just out of character, just to let you guys in on what happened. With a heal check to treat disease, if that heal check exceeds the DC for that disease, the next saving throw against it gets a +4 bonus.
Ooh, nice.
So that is mechanically what's happened there. So the next time you guys, if you need to roll, I haven't exactly cued you in on who's got what, but if you need to roll.
Pretty sure I rolled like a 5 or something, so.
Yeah,
But that's
I
meta
think,
knowledge, obviously.
I think you guys, like, 1 or 2 you rolled really low.
Yeah, me
but,
and Artanis.
Yeah.
Our butts are pretty well covered though, and that was my goal for this. If we couldn't get rid of it, I wanted to try to figure out something to help with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Getting
you
rid of
guys
it would be expensive.
get back to Vare first, but you guys get back to the Rusty Dragon, and probably immediately go to bed, I assume. Dedrin, seeing it,
Am I waking up as they go to bed?
pretty much. Seeing as you have gotten your long rest in, I'm gonna award you a measly 900 XP.
Oh! I also don't you get health, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your level.
Yeah, your level in HP, your character level in HP, plus your Constitution, and then I kind of like the beginner box idea of when you're in a comfy place, it's 2 HP per level plus your Constitution.
Mm. Yeah, there's the full rest and the. Yeah. You could also do.
Oh, I'm basically just back up to full health.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And yeah.
So am I basically just waking up from my sleep, and I look over across the room, and there's Artanis looking like garbage, dead asleep.
Yeah. If not for Artanis, this would definitely be a dramatic irony moment where they all come in and then you wake up and you leave and you don't know where they are. So yeah, if Artanis is there and really not looking great.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, now we've messed up, guys. Now we're on opposing schedules. I'm gonna go to sleep, and you guys are gonna be up. We've ruined it all.
We'll break this. We'll break the circle once we get to adventuring together again. We'll get on the same cycle.
Well, they're sleeping. I'm gonna take this opportunity to do like what I said in chat. I'm gonna be like, I need more bullets.
Yeah. You can go ahead and quickly make a few bullets before before we get through their long rest.
Okay, so
Well, the
30
bright side
bullets, 30 gold.
Right side is if he's ever on watch at night and combat starts with everyone asleep, all he has to do is fire one round and it'll wake everyone up.
Yeah, it's true. That's handy.
I make bullets for
Yeah.
10% of the price.
Okay.
This math has been really confusing me, but Google says 10% of 30 is 3.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be 27. Or not 10% off. 10% of the price. Right.
Okay. My brain hurts. Okay. Someone just give me the math for, like, I don't know, 100 bullets.
That'd be like the cost of 10 bullets.
Yeah. Just to ask, Dedrin, before
Yeah.
noon, are you doing anything besides making those bullets?
Hold on as I Google what time. Google didn't even load. Is that 12? Well, check on the peoples. One of the peoples is in your room, bro. You would have seen him. Literally, you have an old man in your room.
And he needs bullets.
Yeah, he
No.
needs bullets.
If he doesn't
Yeah,
have
I
bullets-
would check on the tavern owner and Stinky before I go make my bullets.
Okay. You check, and Stinky isn't there. However, it looks undisturbed other than a person getting up. So you assume that Gorvy just got up.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I don't like him. He's smelly, so I think to myself, you
He's
know what?
infected.
Artanis is his best friend. He can go figure that out. They can be stinky together. And then I'm just gonna roll to, was it 15? Was 15 the blacksmith, the dirty
Yes.
dog blacksmith,
That's
or red dog
the-
blacksmith?
The Red Dog Smithy with Das Korvat.
Yeah, boy. So I stroll my way there. I guess I probably would be looking for anything weird on my walk there, so can I do just a general perception check?
Yeah.
See anything fishy? Anything weird? Come on, load, please. Character sheet, thank you. Main. Perception.
13. You're walking along, and as far as you can tell, it looks like a normal morning in Sandpoint. You can smell a small whiff of baked goods from the Sandpoint savories, as well as it mixing in with the salty sea air. Yeah.
Okay. Normal day. I pop in, I say hello to my favorite blacksmith. And I'm like, hey man, the huge.
He will gruffly nod to you.
So 100 bullets is the price of 10 bullets?
Yep, you just take
If
off the
it's a-
0, and you
If
get
it's a
10%.
tenth of the price.
Okay, so then I'm only spending 10 gold for 10 bullets? Or 100 bullets?
If that's what it is.
Okay.
And then how long does it take you to? Does it say how long it takes you to
Well,
craft them up?
it's a day for every 1,000 spent. At a minimum of a day. 1 day.
Right.
So-
Granted, the building it, the making itself would be the base price. It's just it would cost you less.
Yeah. I don't need to make more black powder. I'm just making the bullets.
I'd say you'd be able to make this by noon. And speaking of, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, Dedrin, but as you all finish your long rests, you're each going to get 3,600 XP.
All right. Journal.
And with that, I think that would be a great time for a break because I think a couple of you leveled up.
3,600, you say?
I
Yep.
What did I get? 900?
Yep, you got 900. Didn't go on the Hambly Farm adventure.
So I'm at 10.9k.
Ooh, hey, I still get enough to level up, though. I have 10,514.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're going to go on break and try to figure out level ups as is necessary.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So we're gonna break. Be back in finish.
Okay, so back and finally well rested with at least some HP regained for all of you. Dedrin has his bullets made, and a couple of you managed to level up over the night. The day is yours.
Stretch. See if that bite is bothering me.
Well,
Don my armor.
yeah. You would definitely note that the bite is still there.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't look particularly worse.
Okay. Doesn't feel worse. Doesn't look all veiny and angry.
Not yet.
Oh, this game of waiting. All right. Well, I guess like I say, don my armor. Breakfast.
Yeah. All right. So you all come to consciousness and receive your late breakfasts, as Ameiko notes. Dedrin, you are finished with your construction.
Lovely.
So what's on the menu this afternoon? Noon.
Well, I do believe it's incredibly important that we make sure everyone is okay, just based off of old patterns. I would say that we should have encountered a death tonight.
Well, we did kind of.
Well, deaths that were completed here in Sandpoint. Officer Dedrin, did you notice anything last night?
I'm at the blacksmith. How are you talking to me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we all convened in there,
the
including
walkie-talkie.
you. So,
No, I took it as I'm finishing up my work as you guys are waking up.
okay.
Pretty much.
Well, our esteemed scholar is still snoring in the room with that I was in, so he's fine. And I'll look around for the bar owner.
Sure. As you look around, you do spot Ameiko handling patrons.
I just let out a small sigh of relief, but my scan continues, just a practice action at this point. And I will look back at the group and say, well, we do have one more person, and I will turn to Artanis, look at him, and say, your friend from the junkyard, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm still stinky anyway. I might as well go check in on him. He's probably back at his beachfront property, so unless you guys want to get smelled up by all his trash too,
Hello?
I will just be back in a little bit.
I'll go with you. A walk would be good.
Oh, well, I do appreciate the company.
Okay. So the two of you make your way. Whoa. Make your way to Junker's Way, and Gorvy's shack nearby. Well,
Alright.
from the outside, it doesn't look like it's been ransacked or assaulted.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will kind of just gesture to Cece. Just wait here for a second. It smells really bad. And I'm gonna knock on his shack door and
Sure.
see if I can hear him respond at the very least.
Yeah. You knock on the door, and the door opens pretty swiftly as Gorvy looks out at you.
Oh, good. You're still well.
Hey, it's you.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up. I had a really late night. Did you notice anything weird, Gorvy?
No, not me, no.
Okay. All right. I guess that's good news. Nothing sinister happened last night, so all right. Yeah. Sorry for disturbing you. I'll probably check back later when we're gonna try to regroup again.
Yeah.
Stay well, Gorby. And then I'm gonna walk back to Cece and kind of just give her the thumbs up. Shit, I'm still getting used to Cece being able to see. And you know what? I'm actually gonna ask her about that. I instinctively gave you a thumbs up, and then I realized you can see now, right?
Do you ask her that?
Yeah, that was in character.
Well, yes, I can. Though I will say that people tend to treat the blind versus those who can see a little better.
I won't deny that. It's just it's gonna take me some getting used to. Do you want me to try to act that you're still blind?
It would be particularly helpful, and she kind of gestures to her eyes. She's like, I'm assuming that my eyes, I'm assuming that they haven't gone back to their original color, have they? Are they still the milky white?
I would assume they're still milky white, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's no indicator that you would be able to see normally.
Plus, I'm pretty sure I paid a lot for this walking cane, and it tends to be useful. People kind of either assume I'm not there and proceed to go about their merry ways with whatever they're doing and kind of forget that the blind girl's around. It could really work to our advantage.
You're not wrong. Now that I'm here, though, would I be able to see what kind of damage was done to my two-handed weapon? I kind of figured that, since I'm here, I could probably find spare parts.
Yeah. You would be able to assess your weapon and think up a fix to it.
Excellent.
I would probably take a craft check, though.
A craft check. Craft weapons. Why did I not throw any additional ranks in? Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, okay. So, takes you a bit of time to find necessary parts. But you do find adequate pieces, and you manage to repair your blade.
All right, cool. Good as new. I want to take a bath. I suppose we can... Sorry, out of character. Is there a bath at the inn? Or is there a bathhouse that we've been going to?
Yeah, there would be facilities at the Red Dragon. Rusty Dragon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way back now. Now that I've gotten all my dirty work out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for accompanying me, though. Dedrin usually just sends me off on these tedious tasks, and it's nice to have somebody to vent to.
Well, I've kind of learned through my experience that when you have an opportunity to not leave someone alone, you should take that, because honestly, being alone and maybe even feeling a little lost is far worse than being blind.
That deeply resonates with me in ways that I'm not sure many people would realize.
That's a very rare case that people can relate to that, but I guess in a way I'm sorry that you can too. But if you're ever out and about and need somebody to go with you, I'd be more than happy to go with you.
I will take you up on that offer. I'll let you know.
All right, but first, I do agree with you. You need a bath, so please go do that.
Yeah, I do need a bath. Okay, so I'm gonna head back to the inn, kind of give them the thumbs up, everything's okay, and then I am going to take a shower.
Yeah.
So I suppose, what do they got on the menu? So I'm gonna eat breakfast and then I'm gonna go pet the horse, brush Hope. Hello?
Hi.
Oh,
Sorry.
Did we lose you?
Yeah. You head over to Goblin Squash Stables next door, and
After eating breakfast.
of course.
How's
Yeah,
Hope doing? Well?
Yeah. Hope's doing well. No stimulus in the past few hours, and didn't really get hurt herself, so.
Mm-hmm. She was well far away and knew to stay there.
Yeah.
Alright. So if that goes off without a hinge, I'll probably try and meet everybody in the common room if they're going to be there.
It's not 28. 28 is Madame of Vashti. I have to remember which one is the general store.
Gotta do some shopping. Everyone likes shopping at the store.
Oh, yeah. Especially Travis Willingham.
Yes, sir.
I'll freaking get there eventually, Jesus. $26. Barely over there. Okay, well, you make your way over to the general store.
Mhm.
And inside you see Ven Vendor tending to what he needs to, though. Definitely you can see still shaken up. Just he's a hardy man and he needs to make money for his family.
Mhm. Okay, well, I think I may leave him be for now as I walk in and inquire about bandoliers.
Nice.
Yeah, I can get you a bandolier. I have to size you up, though. They kind of looks at you and points out on one of the walls there's a couple of the leather sashes. Maybe probably just a medium for you.
Hey.
And that'll be 5 silver.
Can I give him a gold for 2?
You can.
And on top of that, I would inquire about purchasing a chest, and if they would be able to do me the service of making it, putting a compartment on the bottom, basically the false bottom chest.
Okay. We've got a few of those, yeah. It's fairly costly. But if this is what you're looking for, and he pulls out just a cuboidal box. Not very big. It's 52 gold for this.
I would give it a quick inspect to make sure it is what I'm looking for, to make sure it is indeed... it indeed has a secret compartment.
Sure. And as you are doing this, he sticks his finger in and lifts up the false compartment. The false
Okay.
bottom.
I will indeed pay the 52.
Okay.
Okay, indeed. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm still pretty rich.
All right. So you make your purchase, and Van thanks you for the gold.
Oh, he's the shop owner. I thought he was shopping around.
No, this is his store.
Oh, good for him. Okay, well, with my purchase, I will head back to wherever I left my cart. And
Oh, it should still be next to the Rusty Dragon.
and I will place my... Well, I put my 2 bandoliers on. I, assuming that, the way they say, I can fit something the size of a flask or a small dagger, assuming I can fit bullets into these.
Yeah.
I put both on, one over each shoulder, so I'm a real cowboy now. I fit 8 bullets into each. And I will go to my cart, and I will place the false bottom chest in the back, and in the secret compartment, I will be placing the load of the rest of my bullets and a good chunk of my flare rounds. Otherwise, I will have way too much weight on my person, which I'm keeping track of. I am writing down the weight of everything in my inventory, but I'm keeping the item 0 and marking that I've left it in the cart.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put 7 regular bullets in my bandolier and 1 flare bullet in each.
Sure.
And then everything else will go into the chest, which will go in the back of my cart.
Okay. Sounds good.
That I probably made that a lot more
would-
confusing, but
No, I appreciate it. But that would put you by the Rusty Dragon, where everyone else is.
okay. Then I would enter, and if anyone is in the main tavern, they would see Dedrin walking in, looking ready for war, baby.
Well, I'd see and say, "Hey, what's up, boss? Long time no see."
Yes. How'd your adventure go?
Yeah, we killed a lot of ghouls. A lot of ghouls.
We also might have contracted a disease.
Yep.
Artanis says, coming out of the bath.
You know, why don't you stay where you are? I'll stay on the other end of the tavern. I think I'm okay where I stand.
It's bloodborne, so
We
You're
got
Well-
Moses swabbed and everything.
You're fine, Officer Dedrin. Exposure can't be through touch or anything of that nature. It's not airborne at all.
Just for safety precautions, just kindly stay 10 feet away from me, thank you.
no worries.
More than 6?
Yes, I believe Magnamar health code says it's 6 feet.
Last I checked,
Gotta
pistol
get
health
shot.
code says 10.
Pistol health
Dang.
code says 10. Yep, you're right.
Oh, look right there. Pistol code 10.
Pistol code 10. You know what? Just because I can do a little show off now that I have quick draw. Like, blink of an eye. Wham! It's pointing right at you. And I'm showing off my bandoliers. I'm decked out, man. I am Cowboy Dedrin. No longer Officer Dedrin. I'm Cowboy Officer Dedrin.
So cowboy officer mob, got it.
I'm an officer of the law. I'm a cowboy, and I'm a mobster. Y'all don't want none of this. You stay 10 feet back, sucker.
Yeah.
Really look like a sheriff, bounty hunter, mafioso. Dedrin.
Got a little spaghetti coming out of his pocket. Just kidding.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry, Artanis, and the faster I can reload my pepper box, the better for everyone.
Well, that's true, but you also
Damn,
do
boss.
appear to be enjoying yourself quite a little bit.
You are ready for war.
Well, Artanis, we have some luxury in this coastal town. Very different than back home in Magnamar. You may as well enjoy it while it lasts.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, this place is a lot nicer than our housing in Magnamar.
Indeed. And I will order a cup of coffee.
Good.
So, it seems like all 3 of our people that we suspected to get injured last night are fine. Obviously because you were there with them, Officer Dedrin. Though I am curious on if we've stopped the chain or if it has continued at some point. Have you've been up a little bit more than we have. Have you gotten a chance to touch base with the sheriff of the town?
Not the sheriff, no, but I have gained some new information that perhaps one of you may be able to decipher. I was brought to a seer of this town, a Madame Movashti. She gave me a reading. When we sat down, the spirits said they showed her a dog, a boar, fire, thunder, and butterflies, all surrounding a fox. I asked her daughter what this may mean, and the little information I received was that the daughter is a cleric of Desna. Desna's symbol is a butterfly, and the Swallowtail Festival, did I write that down right?
Yeah.
The Swallowtail Festival had fire and butterflies connected with it, which may mean something, may not, but according to both Madame Movashti and her daughter, these readings are fairly linked to the person. So this reading may be just for me, but perhaps it may help all of us if any of you can decipher its meaning.
With all that being said and that knowledge, does any of that ring a bell for me?
You've been around the party and you've been around the town. I could give you a knowledge local or knowledge history. It's not that much of a history, but it's somewhat back.
Okay, I have proficiency in knowledge history, so I'll take that.
All right.
That's a 14.
Okay. 14.
Can roll for a local.
Yeah. Hold on. You can take a +10 to that, Karzarath.
That makes a whole lot of difference, actually.
Yeah, it does. Well, Karzarath, you know what? Let's go with Cece. Cece, you recall that while you did show up after, you do remember hearing through the tales of the Sandpoint heroes, the Sandpoint saviors, including Karzarath, that the goblins during the Swallowtail Festival did spread a lot of fire. Little kitten, why do you got to do this right now? That is pretty much the extent of your knowledge.
Okay.
Karzarath with a 16. You were there. You were part of the goblin raid in the Swallowtail Festival. You remember there being a clap of thunder used, or a clap of thunder through a thunderstone that the new parish lead used to start the day. Abstelar Xantus. So at the very least, it makes sense that this fire, thunder, and what was the third thing?
Butterflies.
Fire, thunder, and butterflies fits. The boar, you don't make any immediate connections to the Swallowtail Festival, but you do remember hearing a dog's bark during the raid.
I do remember that there was the one dog.
Yeah.
I don't think we were able to save it.
As for the Fox usernames aside, it doesn't seem with a 16 to ring any bells at the moment. Anyway, with the 14 and the 16, that seems to be the extent of your present knowledge on the reading on the subject.
President will mention the thing with the dog and ask if anyone thinks that might have any thing to do with it.
But could this be a revenge act because you guys didn't save someone's dog?
You'd be surprised at what people would do.
Yeah, there was a vigilante back in Magnamar named John Wick. Went on quite a rampage.
I am interested if what they speak true and these readings are linked to the person who receives them, how that brings me into the fold. That's what I was told, right? That the readings were linked to the person who got them.
Yeah, at the very least, adjacent.
Mhm.
They may not be readings for you, Dedrin, specifically, but you and your surrounding circumstances.
Pi, can you put all that stuff in chat?
How dare! Yes, I can.
Thank you.
That's really quite puzzling. If the reading really directly, or at least adjacently affects you, officer. If it pertains to you, do you think any of those animals or symbols represents you?
Well, now out of character, I'm thinking, what the hell would I be? Let's see.
Yeah, we did see boars on the road.
It's very possible, Artanus, but decide which one of those animals would represent someone like myself.
Well, this is just me spitballing. It may be nowhere near the truth, but in this particular instance, if you are represented by the fox, we've seen boars to the south. You were there for that.
What if the fox represents someone cunning?
Perhaps. And perhaps a dog serves as a representation of a hunting partner, perhaps? It could be me. We don't know. but fire and thunder seems to be rather reminiscent of your weapon of choice.
I am rather quite cunning.
Nice.
Oh shoot.
Are there any other members of the original Heroes Party besides myself and what's his name?
Kalar.
So Kalar is still here. Maheda ran off into the woods somewhere. Oscar's doing his own thing with his mom. Gil became part of the guard, and Kareth is chilling somewhere with his dad in town. So it looks like Kalar, Kareth, and maybe Gil if he's still here.
Alright, let's check for... You said Gil was with the guard?
Yeah, if he is still here.
Let's see if we can find him. If not, we'll look for the other.
Okay.
And that would be Karzarath's suggestion to the party.
Okay. I'm not sure what this individual looks like, but I am willing to accompany.
I'd like to pay, and I would let this be known, if we're going to go and look for different people, I actually do want to take the time. You know, we should hit different sources, but I want to pay Hemlock a visit again. Yeah,
Okay.
split the party. I want to pay Hemlock.
Good. Okay, well, if you're gonna go visit Hemlock, I assume that Karzarath would go with to try to get to the guards.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So that's your sub party.
I think Artanis is coming too, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then Ver and Cece.
I think my skills may be best used with the seer that Officer Dedrin mentioned. I don't particularly know where she is, but I assume if I ask around, I could probably find somebody. Do you have a direction that you want to head, Ver? I don't mind going by myself.
I'll go along with you. Got nothing else to do. So wherever you would like to go, I will go.
Okay. We just need to see if we can find directions to the seer's place, so we're gonna need to ask some people.
All right.
And I will get up and start tapping my way out the door.
Tapping a little tune, perhaps?
Exactly.
Okay.
Little pep in my step.
All right. So the three of you head over to the precinct while Ver and Cece make their way out into the streets looking to talk to someone to figure out where they're going. Let's follow the precinct boys. You all enter into the garrison, where currently there is no one in the front room, but you can hear shuffling in other connecting rooms.
Okay. Well, I would find someone and ask to speak with the sheriff.
Right. Okay. All in due time, you manage to find Baylor, and he beckons you into the office. So let's... Boop. Dedrin is going in. Artanis and Karsrath, it's up to you what you like to do.
Yeah. The sheriff doesn't like boot me out. I'm walking in with Dedrin.
Okay.
Might try to see if I can find Gil.
Sure. Go ahead and I guess give me a perception check or diplomacy if you're trying to ask around. Okay. You take a look walking into some rooms that you probably shouldn't, but you do anyway.
I mean, I don't
He
think
doesn't seem to be in the garrison, at least. Any further queries?
When I am not able to find him, I'll head up by the front and ask someone up by the front. If
Okay.
Gil, just goes in, doesn't even bother checking in with anyone.
Pretty
Then-
much. He just kind of...
Doesn't even care. So diplomacy.
Yeah. Oh, Gil. Yeah, that fish dude. Well, I guess he wasn't a fish, but he's all scaly and shit. Yeah, we kind of had to kick him off of guard duty, but he might be down by the hagfish.
Thank you. Who else did So who went in with to see the sheriff? And who's
Both
still
of us.
out? Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you're doing that. Are you leaving on your own to head to the hagfish?
I'll join in at the sheriff. Just listen in on any info.
Okay, so Dedrin and Artanis, you have Baylor's attention.
Sheriff Baylor, I have a unique question. How much do you know about Madame Avashti and her readings?
I know that she's a great Parisian seer. I know that she's been here for a long time. I know that the manor goes back to one of the big families finally passes away, but she stuck around for a while. I've never gotten a reading myself, but I hear that they are impactful.
Or you would say that there is quite amount of evidence then that these readings come true for folks in the town?
I would say that they certainly hold relevance into individuals' experiences.
Very interesting. How goes the investigation on your end of things? We believe we may have something for you. And I look at Artanis and kind of give him the nudge of like, hey, maybe what you found in the cornfield, as you told me, would be interesting.
Yeah, we seem to have found another Sihedron ritual killing. The inhabitants of Hambley Farm were all either killed or maimed after being exposed to ghoul fever. They were strung up on the stands of scarecrows, and probably more than a handful were just eaten straight out in the barn. Our party, found the Sihedron symbol on the premises as well. And before we left, we gathered all of the undead and any of the bodies that were at risk of converting into undead, and we burned them.
I see. That is quite grim.
Oh yes, the symbol is inside the house, and the house is still intact if you want to send any investigators out there. Thank you.
I'll see who I can spare to head out there and collect information. I take it you put an end to the madness going on the farm.
Every single one.
That's good. This is good.
Hi! Ooh.
While
Oh,
yeah?
on the farm,
Ooh.
there's still some wandering.
Yeah?
Oh, the way you just said that, can I give a sense motive? Is this bro being like,
Yes, you
ooh,
can.
that's good, as in that's good because you just did my dirty work? Okay.
Go right ahead.
Ooh.
Do
No,
I?
waiting for that low. There
Oh
it is.
no, no. Okay, I want to roll on that too.
All right,
I
I'll
just-
allow it.
I just put a point into sense motive.
Oh no, Dedred.
Second and last sense motive check on this activity.
Yeah. I won't push for any more, but let's see. Yeah.
You and your
That's-
digital dice.
that's
22.
definitely
Okay.
I'm gonna give one for kicks and giggles, even if it doesn't count, just because
Okay.
out of curiosity.
Such suspense.
Hey, look at that.
Those secret typings happen.
Yes.
Typey type. Typey type.
Online version of Whispers.
Yeah.
Right.
If you guys want to do
It
a
was, this
D&D
guy all
Beyond
along.
read or something.
Oh, D&D Beyond for Pathfinder. We're playing Pathfinder, but we're going to do an ad read for D&D Beyond.
Right. D&D Beyond, guys.
Not sponsored, but it'd be
Right.
weird if they sponsored us anyways.
Right.
Should
yeah.
should be sponsored. What are you talking
Should
about?
be should be sponsored on a Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
We could get Hero Lab.
That's why I say it'd be weird if this campaign was sponsored by D&D
Right.
Beyond.
Hey, we'll take sponsorships wherever we can get it. But D&D Beyond, figure out how to make Pathfinder Beyond. Make this happen.
Sponsored by Hostess.
Hero Lab. Seriously.
Sponsored by the DMs Guild.
I'm very curious to hear of these secret whispers because I get a feeling that I'm also going to eventually learn what they are. Not because of my role or anything, but because Artanis tells me stuff.
Of course.
Dedrin sees Artanis' posture relax a little bit.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I would follow up with Baylor and say, How does your investigation go? We've found ourselves quite busy, but we did agree to share information, so if there's anything you can give us to aid our search.
Yes. Well, there have been no new murders, which is a good thing. The Scarnetti's information is difficult to parse, to say the least. And not that it's related, but we might be able to catch Oliver on delivering poisons to customers. Unfortunately, beyond that, not a lot new has shown up.
Can you round up a few people for me?
Oh wait, are you here?
Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah.
outside the room.
Just just walk into the room at that point.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like the door's shut.
Yeah.
You just
It's
chilled out.
giggles. Just kind of slips in.
I wouldn't have reacted even if I did spot him.
All right. Yeah, you step in and make your claim. All right. Is there anyone else waiting out there?
Well, would you be able to find a few people for me or not?
I suppose so.
It may very well.
Who might you be looking for?
He will proceed to name off the other members of the hero's party.
Right. I kind of would have imagined you'd have a better read on that, but
You've been busy. I don't know what the others are up to, except for maybe one person.
I'll see what they can do. Gil's not allowed back on the watch.
Well, I'm not asking him to be back on the watch. I'm just asking if we can find him so we can see if he might have any ideas.
Right. I understand. I just if he comes up to you, don't vouch for him. He's not getting back. We'll look into it.
I suppose one more thing, Sheriff. If the patterns of the killings continue, the next killing would be tonight, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. Do we have an action plan?
We're trying our best. I'll call on some of the Sandpoint militia.
Okay.
But again, keeping this hushed would go a long way for keeping the spirits up.
Of course.
Not sending everyone into a panic again.
Right. Mass panic doesn't really benefit anyone. But if there's anything we can do to ensure that we end this cycle of killing, you know where to find us.
Right.
Okay.
I'll try to find whoever I can, give you that information. Anything else from you boys?
I would leave with the parting note that if they need anyone to parse through the Skarnese information, I have a knack for that kind of thing.
Yeah. He would gladly accept that information, and I'll call on you if I need any assistance.
That is all. That is all from me, Artanis. Arzarath, any more from you?
I think that's all I have.
That should be it.
Till next time, Sheriff. I'll turn around. And
Okay.
walk out.
Yeah.
And I have an interesting question.
Sure.
Because this just dawned on me. So, me and Artanis are from Magmar. I know my background, he knows his background. Is there any, and you know both of ours, is there any role I could make to, or if this is just general knowledge for me, considering, you know, my background and everything,
Right.
would I be able to do anything to think of any quote-unquote higher-ups back in Magmar? Whether you know, legal higher-ups who control, you know, like mayors or people like that, or the more not-so-legal people. You know what I mean?
You certainly know them, and you have enough authority to, at the very least, get an audience. What kind of requests are you thinking of?
Okay, so this is entirely going on in Dedrin's mind while they're walking back, but the idea is I'm looking to get an audience to discuss a business proposition with maybe not a known big time, maybe one of the more lesser known big times, but I'm coming with a business proposition that they cannot refuse, related in Sandpoint, a town that would be far better to deal interesting deals in than a big city like Magnemar.
Sure. I believe there is messaging services in Sandpoint, so you could get a message to Magnemar. Speaking of, where might you be heading once you are out of the precinct?
Blackfish.
Okay. If the other two of you don't disagree.
I would quickly want to pull Artanis aside and be like, hey man, what you feeling there? What vibes did he give you? I didn't get anything, but you clearly had a reaction.
He seemed to be pretty genuinely relieved that we took care of the ghoul incursion. It didn't seem like he had any ulterior motives that he was trying to cover up.
And it's unlikely that Baylor might be a suspect that potentially rules the sheriff out of this.
Potentially. I feel like I got a pretty decent read off him, but, you know, such magic exists that could thwart my sense of judgment. For the time being, I think it's a safe bet to put him on a lower priority of the suspect list, but not cross them out entirely if you kind of understand where I'm going with this.
If you wish to head to the Hagfish with Karzaroth be my guest, but I'm going to round up our 3 possible victims and make sure they stay in the tavern for the day. If the next killing is to be tonight, I would like them not to be wandering.
Okay. That sounds good. I will make my way... Well, I suppose after Karzaroth is done with his business at the Hagfish, I will head on back towards the tavern.
Okay.
I'm going to round up the people.
Sure. So the two of you make your way to the Hagfish, and you make your rounds. Actually, these two are right next to each other, so that's great. I would like to get Cece and Ver in.
Yo.
You guys were trying to find Madame Mavashti's manor.
Yes. So I am tapping my way through the crowd. Every now and then I'll hit someone with my cane and say, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to find Madame what was her name? I'm sorry.
Whack!
Oh,
Madame Lavash?"
Madame Mavashti of
Yes.
is what you're saying. Oh, well, I suppose your friend here could guide you. It's that big old manor on Festival Street. You must not be from around here.
No, I am not. However, I am truly loving the culture that's here and the kindness that everybody provides. And as a fellow seeker of knowledge in a very unique way, I'm very inclined to meet her. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. And I will kind of step to Ver and slide my arm in his and be like, "Lead the way, Sir Knight."
Very well, Princess. As we walk towards Festival Street, I will take this opportunity to say, Cece, I've been wondering. You recently regained your sight, right? This is out of earshot and below my breath. Kind of a stage whisper.
The cone of whisper. Yes, I wouldn't say that I regained all of it, but I would say I can see, and I will point to something that's within 120 feet and say, I can see to about there. After that, it just kind of, how do I describe this? It kind of looks like fog. It's a very thick layer of fog that everything slowly starts to come into view as I step forward.
You asked me about my origins and everything. Where were you before all this?
Oh, I was in a very small, humble little town. What was the name of the city that she grew up in? I don't remember what I called it. I don't think I ever named it.
City X for now. We just
insert city name that Dieter will decide later. Bleh.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever decided on a place.
No, I don't think so. It was a nice town. It was small but moderate. I grew up there, only child, attended school. Parents worked in the town. So you had
sight.
I did. I lost my sight when I was about 8.
Interesting. Anything you remember about losing your sight?
This is going to sound very ironic, but I remember it clear as day. I don't know how much of the story you want to hear, but I am comfortable talking about it.
Well, we got a little bit of a walk ahead of us. I'd like to hear it.
All right. Well, you're one of the few that's actually asked this story, so it's kind of nice to share. Well, when I was 8, I was out playing. I love to explore and go out and see the world, which kind of explains how I ended up here in Sandpoint. But I found my way into a cave, and a lot of my friends at school talked about going into caves, seeing neat things, finding cool rocks, the fun 8-year-old stuff. And venturing into the cave, it was deeper than I expected and darker than I expected, and I got lost. I got very, very lost. And in the purest of darkness and the dampest of cold, and feeling lost and alone and scared and afraid, I reached out for help. And many, many, many hands reached back. And I just grasped at all of them as I could. And in doing so, I lost my sight. But I got out. And when I got out, I was able to do things that I could never do before. I was able to heal people. I was able to have visions. I was able to start kind of understanding the world around me, having lost... I'd like to roll an sense motive check on Ver. And
alrighty.
So you already know, because you are an experienced Pathfinder player, about what the actual stipulations are for for the Clouded Ice Curse for an oracle. But for those who don't know, they're not actually fully blind. You start out with 30 feet of vision. My insight check goal, my sense motive goal, not insight, but my sense motive goal is, would she be able to tell if Ver would be mad if he found out that she actually had sight this entire time?
Roll them.
That is a 10. That is solid across the board.
Well, being as how Ver's a pretty open book to read, he wouldn't. It doesn't seem like he would care. Like he didn't know one way or the other. It's not like you put him out with even if it is a blind act, he doesn't care. You're not hurting anybody.
Okay. She would get very sheepish, and she would kind of lean in a little bit towards him, and she goes, I do value honesty, and you've been honest with me quite a bit through all of this, so I feel like you deserve it in jest. I was never truly blind. I could see about, and she points to something about 30 feet away. She says, I could see to about there before the cloudiness started. The reason why it was so powerful in the cave is because all the hands that reached out to me and that I grabbed back at all granted me the ability to see in the dark. So I never got lost anymore, because I could always see in the dark. I couldn't see very far, but upon my return home, when I finally found my way out of the cave, my parents took one look at me and assumed I was blind, and everything just kind of spiraled out of control, I guess you could say. My life really changed at that moment, and it's amazing how differently people treat you, both in a good and bad sense, when they think that you're blind. But I've been able to see and hear and experience a lot of different things, because people either give me special treatment because they think I'm blind, or what has honestly become more useful is they kind of forget I'm there. And they think that they can get away with doing things and making facial expressions and writing things on papers that they assume that I can't read. And
I don't know, it became kind of like a secret power for me, and I tried not to abuse it. I really do. But it's proven
That
to be
power
more
was made to
beneficial
be
than not.
abused.
I mean, it was
Yes.
very easy when Karzarath and I went into a very darkened tunnel and no one else could really go. And I guess the assumption that my friend had was that because I was blind, I would be fine in the dark place, but really we both had the same benefit of being able to see in dark places.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can see that far, and she points to the 120 feet again. Both in light and in darkness. It's amazing. It's overwhelming still, just
Yeah.
because everything's kind of coming into focus and view. But yeah, that's my story.
Well, Princess, I believe we should use every gift given to us. This world is harsh. Use everything to the fullest.
I have to tell you, I'm very relieved you're not mad.
He smiles. Don't worry. I couldn't be mad at you.
I feel very relieved, but I am going to keep up the blind act. I think it's worked out very, very well in our favor for more ways than once.
Hence my waiting for people to get out of earshot before I asked you this story. Now I believe we have a fortune teller to go see, Princess.
We do.
And he holds out his arm.
We do, Sir Knight. We do. And I will take your arm and we will start on our way as I tap my cane as we walk.
Sure. And, well, not too much long after you start, for comedic effect, I'm going to say that you turned around, walked 5 paces, and here you are. It's a
Ta-da!
big and old manor.
Well,
The random thought I just had, when Cece's using her sword as a cane, I wonder how many people she's cut, like how many legs she's cut with that sword.
Oh no, it's in its sheath.
It's
It's
capped.
fine.
It's sheathed.
It's fine. But if people do make me mad, I can say, oh, I didn't realize I pulled it out. Slice. Goodbye, Achilles heel. Anyway, I knock on the door.
Okay. A couple minutes even later, the door opens and a lovely older lady steps out or opens the door. Hello. How can I help you?
Hello. I am sorry for intruding. I am someone who also seeks information to the hands that reach out, and I was very inclined to come visit somebody who can see and understand and speak the way that I do. Is there any way that I can set up some time to talk with you?
I appreciate it, but I think you'd like to talk to my mother.
My apologies. And she kind of like waves her hand in front of her face.
Do I really sound that old? Oh, none the matter. One moment, please. And she closes the door.
She kind of gives a she kind of gives a look up to Bear like, oops.
And you hear him chuckling. It's a low rumbling chuckle, like.
I give your arm
As
a little
he-
squeeze, like shush.
he stifles it.
A couple minutes later, the door opens, and she looks out at you again. Come on in. Desno works in mysterious and chaotic ways sometimes, and sometimes she has to humble you, I suppose.
Thank
And
you for
she,
your kindness.
She leads you in. She looks a little less than happy, but she's still like, she let you in, so. And leads you into a back room where a much older woman is basically shifting into a large padded seat. You can see various bones and trinkets and some decks sitting on the table. Come in.
Hello. Thank you for your time and your kindness. I was very surprised to learn that there was a fellow seer in my midst. Do you have time to talk and possibly do a reading?
I can spare some time, yes.
I truly thank you for your kindness, and I will tap my way to the chair that's across from her. How much is your service?
I do not charge for my service. What the spirits desire, along with Pharasma, is what I will give to you.
Dieter, have I ever reached out to Pharasma?
I don't think so.
Okay. I have yet to be touched by Pharasma. I look forward to that day, and I appreciate the more or less introduction.
She nods. So,
I am here in hopes that the spirits and Pharasma may have enlightenment on the direction that I need to take upon my current quest.
I see. And she looks around her table. She picks up a stack of carved bones and closes her eyes and mutters a prayer to Pharasma, and then just tosses them onto the table. A few of them even fall off. And you just hear her say, "That's not good."
As soon as she says that, Bear would see CC shift a little uncomfortably in her seat. knowing that that type of response from a seer or an oracle or something like that is never good.
Well, Ver doesn't know much about seers and people like that, but that's not a good in anything you want to hear. You don't want to hear that. This is and she knows what she's doing too.
That's what's scary.
Yeah.
It would seem that your desire, your quest, as it were, is unfolding around you, and you aren't keeping up.
I see. Is there anything that can be done to get on the path to catch up to it?
Do you see these two bones? And she wags a admittedly bony finger towards two of the carved bones, one of which is laying on top of the other after the toss.
I look in the opposite direction and I say no.
These bones are indicating, just completely ignoring your comment about being blind and such. These bones indicate the past. It is a crossing. Is there anyone in your life at the moment that has had an interesting past?
Can you be more specific on interesting, because there's quite a few people within my circle that have an interesting past.
Are you friends with the grey one that has a bit of a nasally voice?
Officer Dedrin?
I believe so.
Yes. I would say friends. I think he would say less than agreeable coworkers.
So your reading is related to his. I assume that this through line, this information that may help you find what you need, connects to someone that both of you share companionship with at this moment. I suspect, after my daughter has brought it up, that the Swallowtail Festival of this year may have been of greater importance. And it would seem that the spirits, the unquiet spirits, agree.
What? I'm not from around here. What does the Swallowtail Festival represent?
I have that. The
She flips through her-
Swallowtail Festival follows the legend of a young child who, when the child was abandoned, Esna came to him and helped him, and in turn turned the boy into a flock of butterflies, swallowtail butterflies. We recognize this by releasing swallowtail butterflies every year.
Is this a question for the DM? Hearing this,
Sure.
does it seem like this is a far stretch? But I want to check off every box I can think of. Does this seem like a adaptation of a sort of ritual that needs to be performed every year that maybe actually didn't get done?
I would let you roll knowledge religion.
Sure. Total of 20.
Total of 20. Okay. So to correct this exact telling, just a bit with the details. The exact celebration is that an avatar of the goddess Desna fell to the earth, and was nursed back to health by this child who was a blind orphan. So that's kind of fun. Apologize for the miscommunication. Aside recognizing Desna's nursing back to health, no, this doesn't seem like any kind of ritual.
Okay. What, it's back in character, what do you feel went wrong at this year's festival?
My dear, none other than the goblins.
Did they take something of utmost importance? Did they just interrupt the festival as a whole? I was just told to come here and assist the saviors of Sandpoint. I'm afraid I'm a little lost on the details.
I do not have much. All I know is that fires were set and that people were hurt, if not killed. I know that it had something to do with that Suto boy.
The Suto boy? Oh.
Okay.
Cece kind of gives a little bit of a nod as she's kind of mulling over things in her head. And says, I thank you for your time, and I thank the spirits for their attentiveness as well. I really don't have any other questions at this point.
Vero, speak up. Anything to say to me?
The spirits, they can be a bit cranky. But they have the best of intentions, so long as it helps them move on. And what I hear from them is that there are misgivings in your future.
Interesting.
Is there betrayal in his future?
She will swipe up her carved bones and grab a smaller set with smaller bones and almost a little painfully, it seems to drain on her. And rolls out about 4 like chicken bones, basically. The bones say there may be, it seems fairly likely.
Then it's betrayal.
Perhaps.
The thing about situations like this is it's one glimpse behind many curtains. There are many different things that could unfold. There's only so many glimpses one can do before they get tired. And nothing's ever set in stone. It's kind of like having foggy vision. You can only see so far, and you still don't know what's fully on the other side.
I see. Well, it will be in my mind, these words you've given me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and your energy.
That I did.
We will leave you to your rest. We're staying at the Rusty Dragon, so it's not the Red Dragon. We're staying at the Rusty Dragon Inn and Tavern. If you need anything, please do reach out. I would be honored to return the favor as best I can.
I appreciate it. You are but a young seer, I suppose. You will grow into it.
The more I reach out, the more they reach back. I would be honored if given the opportunity to do that for you. And I will stand up, give a very polite curtsy, like half in her direction, half not. And then I will turn to Ver and say, Is there
Is there anything else that you would like to ask her before we leave, or anything else you'd like to accomplish before we head to the inn?
I desired only to know what the spirits might want to tell me, so I have nothing to ask.
Wonderful. Let us make our leave.
All right.
Okay. You make your way out into the main chamber, and Koya escorts you out onto Festival Street.
As we do, I will turn around and I will take Koya's hand and I will give her 10 silver and say, I know the custom that has been requested is to not offer any payments, but I would like to at least provide you both with some funds to maybe go purchase some food or something of that nature, just to show my gratitude.
We will. This is very generous of you.
Thank you for your kindness and hers as well. And with that, I will give her a curtsy and then take Ver's arm and probably start heading back to the tavern.
Okay. And unfortunately, I think I have to cut this here with you guys heading towards the tavern, and you two heading into the Hagfish, and you gathering up your suspects. So, I firmly believe that you guys will be able to figure out something of this mystery in the next session.
Sure.
Maybe not.
You have a lot of faith in us.
But we'll see you guys in a week for session 29.
All right. Great game, as always. Dieter, thank you so much. And it's time to call it a night. Everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.
I just finished my character.